there, lovely ladies. I have been absent this week and I'm so sorry for being absent, but it's been an exciting week in our household. And that is because my very youngest, 18-year-old, has gone to college this week and it has been a bit of a week. We went on a tour of the college last week, which was, 3.5 drive there and 3.5 hour drive back. And then I went back on Monday and with her older sister and we moved her in. And we put all the lights and bells and whistles up around a bed. And it was really fantastic and a bit bittersweet. But also knowing that she is a twin, it was good for her because sometimes there comes a time, having 3 sets of twins, I do know this, there comes a time where they have to part ways. They have to decide they're going on their own path without that lifelong friend they've had. And when I say lifelong, I mean lifelong. From the moment of conception in the womb to now, those two have been friends. They've been inseparable and had each other's back. That does not mean that their relationship will change, but it just means that my Miss Maggie gets to fly. She gets to get her own wings without slightly few minutes older big brother telling her what to do or standing over her. And so I moved her in on Monday with older sister Jada, who is about a foot shorter than Megan. Anyway, we moved her in. And then as I'm unpacking, she says, "Oh, Mum, I left some of my good dresses at home and I didn't bring this and I didn't bring that." And I said, "Well, I'm not driving this again tomorrow. I'll come back." So I had to go back again on Wednesday. So it sort of disrupted my week, but in a good way. And that's something about life. Life can be disrupting to us, or we can see it as being disrupting. But really, is it disrupting or is it just life? Is it just something that's happened in life that you're looking at in a negative way? So I could say, yes, I did not need another trip down there on Wednesday, but I'm so pleased that I did get to go. It wasn't on my planning sheet. It wasn't there for me to go, but when I looked at it, I could find the positive aspects of that. And I want to talk a little bit about that today. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe here. And if you're not a group, please go and do that. Cyber Thriver Mums. Please go and do that. And also subscribe to my Kate Penwan Thompson life coaching page. And then you will know all the things that are going on with me and what is happening along the way. And you won't miss any of these videos. And I'm hoping that these videos are going to give you some insight into how you can see life in a different light. And by that, I mean, I truthfully, and I have been talking to you about the universal laws and how these laws are not new. And these laws are nothing extraordinarily complex. The only complex thing about them is all 7 of them work together. So one without the other, just saying I'm going to sit in my basement and I'm going to think positive thoughts and everything good is going to come to me, well, you're going to be a little disillusioned. That's not going to happen. Everything that we do in our life and everything that we want or desire in our life takes some form of effort from us. You see, if we want change in our life, we have to implement change in our life. Now, I have one of my amazing children that struggles a lot with a lot of things in her life, and she often calls me. Now, the good thing I can say is over this last year, I've taught her a few things. I've taught her that when we have negative language, we don't need to use that. For instance, if she starts in on something really negative, I just say, cancel. You can cancel that. And now you can reiterate it with, I really choose this over that. That has been a huge thing for her to learn. And maybe it's something that you need to just back up for a minute and listen. When we start saying, oh, I can't lose weight, I am overweight, I really don't like this, I am never going to lose weight, we can just say, cancel. I am choosing to know that I need to release some weight. And I'm choosing to know that I am going to give this my best shot. That is way different from saying things to yourself that make you feel bad. There's a lot of people in this, is it 2021 or is it just how many months into 2020? Whatever it is. There are many, many, many people that have had a lot of overwhelm, a lot of distress, a lot of anxiety, depression even. You've been locked up, you feel excluded, you feel alone, you can feel lonely. All of these things have happened. But do we have to think of it in those terms? No, we don't. We can actually look at it and see that this is an extraordinary time in our life. And the truth is, it has happened once before that we know, but we weren't alive then. Now, we may still have some good old saints out there that are still alive and remember that, but they probably don't. They were probably just born if they're still alive. So we are experiencing something that is so different. So how do we make the most of negative moments and negative thoughts and negativity that comes almost like it's second nature to us? It's easy. You see, wherever there's a negative, there's a positive. That's a law. That's a law of polarity. If it's cold, it's hot. If it's up, it's down. If it's success, there's failure. You don't know what success is until you've failed. And is it failure anyway? I don't think so. I think that we make small steps towards where we're going all of the time. And sometimes that path changes. To look at it as a negative thing is to say, well, I should sit here in this small cocoon and never do anything. And that is wrong. We are going to step out always in life, and we are going to perhaps not get the result that we want, but that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean there's no way forward. That just means that wasn't the way that was going to work for us. Now, if we begin to see some things, and I'm going to tell you a story just about a couple of days ago where, one of my children called and said, why am I so negative all the time? I feel so lonely. I don't have any friends. And I said, well, let's cancel what you just said there. And let's rephrase that. Yes, I acknowledge that I'm lonely. Yes, I acknowledge that I don't have enough friends. But I choose to go and find some friends. I choose to start getting involved in some groups, in some activities where I can find friends and I don't have to feel lonely anymore. See what a difference that is? It's a real positive. It is recognizing we have the negative in our life, and we do have negative in our life. I can tell you absolutely, you are not going to go through the day without having some sort of negative thought. But if we look at the negative and we see the light in there, we see what's in there that we can take steps to move out of, then that's success. That is making a positive out of the negative. It's not that hard to understand, because if we are kind to ourselves and stop beating ourselves up and start understanding that we are worthy to start off with, and that's a very overused word, but we are actually more than worthy. We are conquerors. All of us are conquerors. All of us are capable of changing a thought. And when we begin to understand that it's how we think about things that brings us to our downfalls and our judgment about ourselves. I got a challenge for you, actually. And you know what? This was a hard one for me. This was a really hard one for me. And I don't consider myself a judgmental person, but I challenged myself to actually wake up in the morning and actually say, I am not making any judgments today. Now, I don't mean discernment. I mean going, geez, look at that ugly outfit. Bang, cancel. When we start judging, we lose sight of all the things that we're grateful for in our lives. And I can tell you, I run a strange household. I don't think it's strange, but a lot of people do. And that's because it's almost like you have to be ADD or ADHD to get into our family. So we all operate the same. We all understand when somebody's lost their keys. And then we start to teach the other one how to find their keys and where to hang them up so they never lose them again. There are patterns of behaviors that go on. But we can see the negative, or we can see the positive. The positive in that behavior, I can't find my keys, is perhaps I should choose a place where I always hang my keys up. And I can tell you, there's only two places my keys are ever going to be. And one is hanging up on the key ring as I come through the door, or they are in my handbag. There's no other place. And if there is another place, somebody's got them, not me. So we can always see a positive outcome out of our negative place or negative thought that we have, because there's an opposite. There is always an opposite. And we can choose our language about everything so that we are not putting ourselves behind the eight ball. Somebody, in fact, I had to say cancel this the other day. Somebody asked me about investing in something. And, my first thought was, I can't afford that. I don't want to use. I want to say, I choose not to make that investment right now. There will be a time in the future that I will choose to do that, but I'm not choosing to do that right now. And that is a way better feeling thought than saying, I'm broke, I can't afford it, because that makes you feel terrible. But if you know that you're in control of this and you're saying, I choose not to make that investment right now. Can you see the difference there? It's huge. It's a huge difference. It's a different way of thinking. It's a different mindset pattern. It is different. So I want to encourage you, perhaps over the weekend, to wake up and instead start your day with being grateful for everything that you have. Just be grateful. We have everything that we need. We are sufficient. We have that. We just have to tap into that sufficiency. Everything is inside of us. We have pure potentiality living within us. So we can tap into that. We can tap in, and we don't have to feel insufficient, not able, not capable, not beautiful. We can feel all of the opposite of those every day. We just have to choose that. I am capable. I can do this. I do have a choice. start being grateful for what you have for this weekend. This is my little challenge to you over the weekend. Start being grateful for what you have, and then give yourself a day where you're going to be conscious, very conscious of any judgment that you have. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't discern, hey, it's raining outside and I'm choosing not to go outside. I'm not talking about being discerning. I'm talking about absolute judgment. Don't be quick to judge and don't be quick to anger. Take a minute to pause and stop the trigger, recognize the trigger, and have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day that is worryless, that is full of gratitude, and does not have judgment in it. So remember, the next time that you're having that negative thought, that I don't feel loved, I don't have a partner, I feel overweight, I am lonely, look at it. Take the truth in it, not the exaggeration. Take the truth in it and then turn it around. Yes, I recognize I'm lonely. Now I'm going to do something about it because I don't like being lonely and I choose not to be lonely. I choose to move forward. So that's it for today. I'm a little early today, but it's Friday. Fun Friday, fabulous Friday, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic Friday. So have an awesome, awesome, awesome weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. So bye for now. Out and believe. Always believe.